My purpose in having the meeting today is to better explain to you our reopening plan. I am sure that you are sick of our voicemails and our emails and all our communication, and it has been a crazy year. We have been trying to hit a moving target, and it has been crazy. So what I wanted to do was to go over again our reopening plan and then give you a chance to answer questions. At the bottom of your screen, there's a chat button. If you want to type in your questions as we go along, at the end of the presentation, I'll go ahead and take a look at those and answer anything that has not been answered in the presentation. Ms. Courier, our marketing director, created this beautiful PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so you can go through the PowerPoint with us. In addition, we have had faculty members, parents, we've had so many people chime in on things going forward. So, I feel good about what we're doing, and I'm happy to share with you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So I will come off the screen. The PowerPoint presentation will come on. And as I said, if you have questions as we go along, please use the chat function. So I am going to go ahead and get this started. All right, so this is all about our reopening plan. And Ms. Courier took some pictures of what we're doing. This is a brand new sign on our back wall to help get people to the office. Just wanted to give you a little idea. Oh, wait. Let's try our video again. There we go.
We only see your face.
Oh, you can't see the screen? Oh, all right, thank you. I'm gonna try this again. All right, I'll go back. Thank you for telling me. We'll try it again. Is that better?
Yes.
All right, good.
Please mute yourself.
All right. All right. After much debate, much input from parents, much input from our staff, we've looked at the research, we've studied what the Illinois State Board of Education has put out. We studied what the Illinois Department of Health has put up, and this is the plan that we have come up with. We have chosen in-person learning for our preschool and kindergarten age students. These students will actually come into the building and they will be divided into small pods of 8 to 10 students, placed in different rooms if necessary, and monitored by staff so that the teacher can work between those two rooms. They will have in-person gym, in-person music, although we won't be able to sing, in-person library, in-person computer classes. They will be separated if need be, but we also have partitions where we can't maintain a 6-foot distance. We have partitions, you saw pictures of them in the slideshow. The reason we chose to do in-person learning was a couple different ones. It is really hard for young children to do remote learning because so much of what is needed when they are first coming to school is learning about school, learning about following instruction, learning about listening to the teacher, being in a classroom where they are not the only student, where they have to share attention with other kids. This is really, really hard to do for very young children. We've also noted in the research that children 6 and under do not seem to be getting sick. So we felt that this was a very safe option. We do need to make sure that our kids wear masks. Our teachers will wear masks. They also have face shields when it's important for their expressions to be seen. We've got hand sanitizer. We're washing down every surface that is available, but we are choosing to do in-person learning for these grade levels. Parents can opt for remote learning if they choose. That will also be an option for kindergarten. Preschool is very, very hard to do remote learning for. It's just kids coming used to school, and Zoom is not the best option for preschool. We will take advantage of as much outside time as we can so that students can get a break from wearing their mask a little bit. We also, we are opting for remote learning for grades 1 through 8, which means that it will be via Zoom, via instructional videos, on the Chromebook, doing independent work, small group meeting with their teachers, all via Zoom. However, we recognize that not everybody has the option of having an adult home with his or her child. So we are opening our school for students in grades 1 through 8 who want to come in and do remote learning in the school. These students will be monitored by a staff member here in our school. They will have their Chromebooks, they'll use their textbooks here. They are responsible for bringing in their own supplies, including earbuds for their own use. But we do have that option. Any students who come into the school for remote learning will be served breakfast and lunch. They will follow the schedule that the teacher has created for remote learning, but we'll also give them recess breaks and things brain breaks that they need here. We are not charging any extra for students who come to school. It's just regular tuition. They will be asked to wear a school uniform, either their full uniform, their gym uniform, and we will ask that they wear gym shoes since they will be taking advantage of outside activities. It's our regular school day. We'll start letting kids in the building at 7:50 and they will go home at 2:45. If students do need extended day, either in the morning or after school, that will be open to them as well. And we will charge daycare fees for that. We've had some questions from parents. If you are going to keep your child home, but there are 2 days during the week that you have to work, or for some reason they don't have anyone to monitor them, students will be allowed to come in during those days. So that is an option to you. We've made sure that the hallways are marked, that we have a rigorous cleaning protocol in the building, so we will take care of the students that are here in our care. During arrival for students coming into our building, we will do a temperature check outside. There will be staff out to do the temperature check. Students will not be allowed into the building if their fever is over 100.4. That's the guideline set by the Department of Public Health. So if that happens, we will contact you to come pick up your child. Students have to wear masks if they're in the building, and parents and guardians are not allowed into the building with their students. We'll walk them out at dismissal. They'll have to wear masks. And this is just a brief summary of arrival and dismissal. The complete guidelines are posted on our website. Our remote learning plan is based, it's a little bit different than we did last semester of school. Our final trimester of last year, we had to change overnight into what we were doing. We didn't know how many parents had internet access. We didn't know how many parents had devices for their students. We have made some changes going forward this year. This year's remote learning is based on every family having internet access. If you do not, you may send your child to our school. We have plenty of bandwidth and internet access here. We also based our remote learning protocols on the fact that students need devices. Last year, a lot of our junior high kids used their phone, which was okay, but it's not the best option. If anyone needs a device, we have Chromebooks available in the school for every student. If your student is learning at home, you may borrow a Chromebook from us. Students who are doing remote learning here will have a Chromebook for their use here. Classroom textbooks and materials will also be allowed to go home, and they will be returned to school once we're done with our remote learning. Students who are doing remote learning here in the building will have their textbooks here. We are using a couple tools to help us go forward. The first one is Zoom. I'm sure everybody is familiar with it, but just as a reminder, Zoom is a video conferencing tool that allows students and teachers to talk. This is what we're doing now. We're doing Zoom. It has many more features. It allows kids to work in small groups. It allows students to ask questions. And any parents in kindergarten choosing to do remote learning will Zoom into their kindergarten classroom. A lot of the kids that the work does will be done on Google Classroom. Teachers give assignments, the kids do the assignments and the work in Google Classroom. They can ask questions if they don't happen to be in class at the time. We're also bringing in a program called iReady. iReady is an online learning tool for language arts and math. We will use this from kindergarten through grade 8. It's a supplemental tool. It doesn't take the place of our regular math instruction, but every child will spend time on iReady. Adobe Scan is something parents can put on their phone. If there's any paperwork that a child does, a workbook page that needs to get back to the teacher, you can take a picture of it and scan it to the teacher. You will see in communication from the teachers, there may be other programs we do too. We may do something called Happy Numbers, Freckle, Achieve 3000, just to break up the class so that the kids aren't on a Zoom call for 5 or 6 hours a day. The teachers will be communicating to you for very, very specific remote guideline structures. We have set these up here. Kindergarten and preschool are live. First through second grade, we'll have Zoom classes at least 2 hours a week, but it'll be broken up into chunks because 2 hours, even an hour, is a lot for a little one to sit. They'll be given work in menu form that they can pick and choose what to be done, and they'll know the due date, when to do this. The teachers will create instructional videos that the kids will have to watch. There may be YouTube videos they have to watch. In intermediate grades, students will Zoom with their teachers at a minimum of 3 times a week. The teachers also plan on doing small group sessions outside of that. Their work will be given in menu form as well. And in junior high, students will most likely be in classroom sessions the entire day from 8:05 to 2:45, because they'll have their content area classes, math, social studies, science, and they'll have their language arts block in the afternoon. We've also allotted time for gym and music specials. We know that this is not the best way to learn. It's an adjustment. We know that. And we're going to work with kids who are now getting back into school after being off for 6 months. We realize that. But this is school as we know it for right now. So we're asking that you have your students attend Zoom classes. You will be notified by the teacher if a student misses class. We're asking that they turn in assignments on the day they're due. This is not one long session where kids do what they want to do. We're going to be moving instruction along, just as if they were in the classroom. If they miss turning in assignments, they're going to fall behind. We also need them to participate, and our teachers will do a great job of bringing them art if they cannot. We will follow all the internet safety protocols and guidelines. If your child is on Zoom at home, it's a good idea to have an adult somewhere in the background. That adult does not have to be on screen. That adult just has to make sure that the child is on Zoom and using it appropriately. Once again, we know that how hard this is on everyone, and we have some wonderful, wonderful parents. We could not ask for more of you, and we are so grateful for all you do for our school. And a heavy burden is falling on you, but please make sure that your child is staying up with his or her work and is getting on his or her Zoom calls. Check Power School to make sure assignments are in. Teachers will record assignments on Power School. You can also ask your child to Zoom into Google Classroom. Teachers will communicate probably through email or in grades kindergarten through 5, Class Dojo. Please try to keep up with the communication. I will back off and keep my communication to a minimal so that I do not overwhelm you. And there are monitoring software on our school devices so that we know we can monitor where the kids are going on your internet site. We don't always have that filter to block what may be allowed in through your internet. So every so often, just check your child and what he or she may be exposed to on the internet. Our teachers are taking this very seriously. They've set up schedules, they've set up protocol, they've started working. They will make sure they communicate to the children and to you what is expected. Class times, they're to be on Zoom. They'll make sure they post all their assignments. They will be available, their office hours, by email, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you need them, reach out, no matter how small the issue, and the sooner you reach out, the better. I promise they will get back to you, because you know what? Our goal is all the same, that our children continue to grow and to learn and to get through this together. We'll communicate, obviously, electronically. We'll send out our Wednesday weekly. We'll post on social media. If you are having trouble getting into Power School, reach out to Miss Sim. All our emails are on the website. We know that in this time that we cannot physically be together, it is important that we communicate. Just a reminder, we are starting school Wednesday, this Wednesday coming up, August 19th. We are opening up our building Monday and Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. to pick up material. The back door will be open. Come in. If those times do not work for you, reach out to Ms. Cooper and we will make something else work. Flexibility is the key word of the school year. So we are going to make it work, whatever we can.
Mrs. Leamy, can you zoom out of the PowerPoint, because
Yes.
it seems like
Yes.
okay, yeah, it seems like it's zoomed in.
It was okay. Sorry, but that was the end
No,
of it.
it's okay.
So I'm gonna check the.
It was the end of it. Okay.
I'm gonna check the chat screen just to make sure that there are any questions I can answer. All right. So
Okay.
All right. Okay, let's go back to the tab. All right. Tuition is going to stay the same as it is, and any tuition that we have worked out with you, that tuition rate will stay the same. You know, and we use our tuition rate to pay our teacher salary and our staff salary. 80% of your tuition funds go to pay our staff salary. So yes, tuition rate will remain the same. A Chromebook is lent to you for your use. There is no charge for it. We're not adding it onto the tuition. It's school property like a textbook or a workbook, so we're giving that to you to use. If it gets damaged through misuse, we'll have to charge you for that, but there's no charge for the Chromebook. The classrooms that will be in use, they all have partitions in them. Miss Patterson's husband made them because all the ones that we were going to buy were grossly expensive. So all the classrooms in use will have partitions. There is a supply list. If you go on our website, there is a parent tab. There is a supply list listed for every grade. One thing I didn't put in the PowerPoint and may not be on the supply list, our water fountains cannot be used for students to drink from. So please send your child with a water bottle. They can refill it during the day, but if they're coming to school, they cannot physically drink from the water fountain. The uniform information, we get our uniforms from School Bells. There are gym uniforms available in the school office for purchase. If you want to send your child to school every day in his or her gym uniform, we are perfectly okay with that. We also got our Spirit Wear t-shirts in. So for those of you who got a Spirit Wear t-shirt for registering, that will be available for you to pick up. So they may wear those. If they were on a sports team, they can wear those shirts. We want them to be as comfortable as possible, but we do want them to be in uniform. Yes, I understand. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you about preschool. It is really hard to do remote learning. If you would like to zoom in when our preschool teacher is doing her vocabulary words, her word of the day, the weather, things like that, we can make that arrangement. And if you want to keep your child at home for a month or so, and then send your preschool student in September or October, we will adjust your tuition accordingly. I would love to tell you that remote learning is available for preschool. Preschool is their introduction to a school dynamic. And if you're not ready to send your child to school, I keep him or her at home, and we'll charge you tuition once you come back in the building. The other thing I don't know if I mentioned in the PowerPoint, we're going to stick with remote learning all the way through the first trimester. If things have changed in November, there's a vaccine, there are medicines to reduce the severity of the disease. There are studies proven that children will not pick it up, then we'll open our doors for full learning in December, but right now, this is the best way to keep all of us safe. If your internet is slow, yes, another Chromebook will not help your internet. You can contact your provider to see if you can do a couple things. You can contact your provider to increase your bandwidth. You could see if you could use the internet from your phone, use your phone like a hotspot, or reach out to the teacher and say, you know what, my child cannot get on the internet right now. That's fine. The teacher will maybe set up another time where your internet is not in such high demand and work with the child there. But if you cannot get on the internet, we understand. Just communicate to the teacher and we'll work something out. Also, we have plenty of bandwidth here in school. If you're comfortable sending your student in here, that's an option. Yes, we are not letting parents into the building because we do not want a lot of visitors in. We are trying to keep the kids minimally exposed. I can take pictures, we can post them on the website, but the pictures that Ms. Courier took of the classrooms, they all look like this. They all have those partitions set up in them to keep our students socially distanced from each other. I know I know you are nervous. I am nervous. I am nervous. I don't know what to do to make you less nervous, but if you know what, if you want to come in Monday or Tuesday and walk around the classroom, you could do that, if that's an option. And anyone who cannot come in Monday or Tuesday, I am here Monday, I'm here late from now on. So if you don't get in here by 1, the door will still be open. I'll probably be here till 5:30 or 6 o'clock on Monday. So if that 9 to 1 time doesn't work, I only did it because Ms. Cooper's here and we have more staff here at that time, but I'm here late, so do not worry if you have to come in late. All right, so the approach for gym and music remotely, here's the nice thing, and Ms. Drake is on this call, which is awesome. We cannot sing in a classroom, but remotely, Ms. Drake can lead kids in song. So that's awesome. So those kids who are in our building, let's say that we have a student in here from 4th grade and it's time for 4th grade music, that student will go out in the hall and can sing to their heart's desire because no one else will be around. Jim, Mr. Allen is going to lead kids in calisthenics, workouts, over a Zoom call. Maybe work on some basketball handling skills. So we've also chopped the class segments. So gym is going to be 2 30-minute sessions as opposed to 1 hour-long session that we usually do when the kids are here in person. Yes, for material pickup, just go to the classroom. There's a little sign when you first come in the back door, and just go to the classroom and pick up the materials. Most of the teachers have things labeled with the kids' names on them. Like I was in Ms. Patterson's classroom, she has every student's name with the things that she wants them to take home. 3rd grade is doing everything digitally. So if you do not need a Chromebook for 3rd grade, you do not have to come in. Ms. Bryan will email you everything you need, all the links you need. Also, email addresses. We will be sending those out to you as well. So the kids can log on to their, the teachers are getting those from Ms. Sim, so they will be sending you those. So you'll be able to log in. Will the classrooms be cleaned every day? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, our maintenance man, who used to come in at like 1 to 2 and work till 6, is going to come in at the beginning of the day and work till the kids go home, so that once that we get the kids in the building, he's going to clean the banisters. He's going to vacuum the floors. The bathrooms will be cleaned after every classroom uses them. Preschool does not switch rooms. I take that back. They will go outside for recess, and the playground equipment is cleaned before and after their use. They will, we do have a small courtyard they may go outside to use, and they will use the gym. And the only reason we will allow them to use the gym is because they can space out far apart and not be near each other, and they can take their masks off, and they can do a little yoga, a little exercises. The teacher schedules, I actually have them. We will have them out Monday and Tuesday, and teachers will be posting them to you as well. Just want to make sure. Is there anything else? Did I answer? Did I miss a question? Did I miss a question at all?
The only one that I could see was the one question that's asked if remote learning students should wear their uniform while.
Oh, online with the teacher. Thank you, Ms. Drake. Yes, please. If you could, originally we said, we learned a lot the first trimester, and we learned a lot from the junior high kids. So thank you, junior high. So our Zoom, for Zoom, the child has to have their camera on and we have to see their face. We do not want to see the ceiling of the room they are studying in. We didn't want them to wear hats, hoodies, or pajamas. And so what we decided to do is ask that they wear a school shirt. It can be their uniform shirt, it can be their gym shirt, it can be their, if they were on a flag football team or a basketball team, it can be their jersey, it can be their spirit wear shirt that they're getting if they registered early, any of those things. But we would prefer they were in school dress because this is school now. This is school, and if they were coming in the building, they'd wear a uniform. So yeah, so if they could wear, all we'll be able to see is their shirt. So if they have their pajama bottoms on the bottom, we won't know, but please have them wear their school shirt. So, is there anything else? You know what, here's what I want you to know. We are in this together. We are in this together, and it is horrible what we're going through, and I know none of us could have predicted this, but together we can make this work. It's not perfect, and it's not the best, but we can make it work. We can work together. We can do this. If we stay in touch with each other, if we're flexible, you know, understanding, and we expect that the first couple days may be a little rough for everybody. Figuring out the schedule, getting the remote kids in, but we are going to do this together. I promise you that. And if you ever have anything that you are concerned about, please do not hesitate to reach out, because this is important. This is about all of us. And I do not want you to ever be afraid to ask anything, because really, and I want you to know how grateful I am to you now for showing up, for supporting us this summer, for supporting us last year. I'm very, very grateful. I could not be more blessed to have better parents. So thank you for everything. So, Ms. Drake.
Just one short thing. Someone just posted a new question. Should families have heard back concerning tuition assistance?
Well, some have not. So I am, if you have any tuition concerns, tell them to me, because we have, we can go to different places. Some places, we've heard from most of the Archdiocese financial assistance. We have not gotten all our Big Shoulders scholarship answered yet. So whatever financial assistance you need, send those questions to me, because it's kind of a work in progress. So, so unfortunately, we're still working on it. But any questions, tuition assistance, send them to me. We will deal with them. And no question is too small to ask. So ask away if somebody has one. So
I have a question.
yes, my dear.
It's Patrice, Jaden Pinkston's mom, and Arnett, his godfather there.
Hi, how are you?
I just have, I'm not sure if you even may know this. So third grade will be new for Jaden, and a new teacher, you know, all that stuff. I do remember last year, I know everything happened so fast, and you know, I remember Jaden getting just kind of frustrated with the amount of work that they had to do. It was a lot of packets, a lot of pages, a lot of websites. Do you know, maybe the third grade teacher may have a better understanding of how much work they'll be required to do daily?
Yes, so that's a great question.
And part two of that question is, are you expecting a third grader to navigate all that by themselves?
No, we are not. So we learned a lot, because when we first went into remote learning, our thought was that we would be in remote learning for 2 weeks and then be back at school. We did not envision this. So I think the teachers were worried about keeping the kids engaged and working, and were worried that maybe they weren't learning. And so we sent out a survey to the teachers and to the parents, and we did get that feedback. We've had many faculty meetings over the summer, and so and it was brought to our attention loud and clear that those kids need more touch points with their teachers. They didn't always understand, or the work was too much, and there was not enough communication. So that has been added loud and clear. And as a matter of fact, the third grade teacher is going to start off a little slowly, meeting with parents and kids to get to know them, to find out about them, to find out what frustrated them last year, to get a better knowledge of them. So yes, we have heard that message loud and clear.
Absolutely.
So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? And Marie, help me if I miss a hand.
So far, so good. You've mentioned everything that I can think of.
Somebody asked about the school spirit shirt. I think it was for people who registered before May 31st. So they're really cute. They're a tie-dye shirt. They're really cute. I think about 50 kids registered. So Miss Courier's sorting them, putting them out. So they're great. So the kids can wear those. And I promise you I will answer your emails. I get behind during the day sometimes, but I always check. So I do.
We jumped in a little bit late. I'm not sure if you answered this question early on in the presentation. When will the teachers send out communication? Like, I know we start on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So when we get to know her, like maybe a welcome email or something like that.
Yeah, she's gonna start sending them out Monday and Tuesday. I have schedules. Also, if you get a schedule and you're worried that your child isn't in school enough, don't worry about that. They're gonna have Zoom classes. They're gonna have assignments they have to do. Our goal, especially for the kids who are coming into the building for remote learning, we don't want to send them home with homework. We want them to be able to get their work done during the day. So their entire day is not going to be spent on a Zoom call. Some of it's going to be spent on a website. Some of it's going to be spent with paper and pencil. Some of it's going to be spent in a small group, some in a whole group with a teacher. So, and if you find it's too much for your child, not enough for your child, let the teacher know. Because we know that we're in this for the next 3 months and we're going to make it work. But hearing from you will definitely help us that way.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. So the teachers in the building will be Miss Lenigan for kindergarten, Mrs. Durkin for preschool, and their aides. The junior high teachers have opted to teach from their classrooms. So they will be on the 3rd floor. Mr. Allen, the gym teacher, will be in the building. Miss Drake will probably be in the building, though she may be at home sometimes. The people in the classrooms themselves will be staff members who know your children. There aren't any new staff members we're bringing on. And part of the reason is that we wanted to use the 2nd floor for kids coming in for remote learning. So Miss Bryan and Miss Patterson are going to teach from somewhere else. Miss Underwood and Miss Ainsworth too, to help us out. So that is why they will not be in the building. But they know that they need to be available through email and Class Dojo from 9 to 3 every day. So you will be able to get a hold of them. I hope that answers your question. And we will have enough staff here too. You know, we've Miss Cooper's here. I will be here. As I said, our maintenance crew, Mr. Rogers, our security personnel will be here, because we really, really want to limit any people in the building. We want to limit any exposure. So.
Hello.
Yes, yes.
I was told, I have a pre-K student starting, and I was told that you guys may do scattered start times.
You know what? We here we were going to, not so much scatter the start times. When we were going to in-person learning, we were going to stagger the kids in one at a time, you know, the classes in one at a time. We will have less children in the building. So at 10 to 8, we will open our doors. The staff will come out, we'll do temperature checks, forehead checks on the children. And as we do a temperature check, we'll let them in one at a time to go to their rooms. We intend to start at 8:05, like usual, knowing that the first couple days will be slow getting everybody in, but.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Any students with special needs. So we have a couple different options. Students who receive, who go to STARS, our Title I tutoring, our STARS tutors will have sessions with those kids. So that is not going to change. They start after Labor Day. They follow the CPS schedule. So STARS classes will be a part of your child's schedule, and they will be required to attend. So that's additional help your child may get. If they receive help from District 97 for any speech and language issues, that will also be a Zoom class they will be required to attend. In addition, any student struggling will get, you know, and a teacher recognizes that, the teacher will work with small groups separately as opposed to the full group to help that child. So our STEM program is a little bit on hold right now. However, for junior high parents, I want you to know that our new science teacher is coming from the healthcare field and has 10 years teaching in science. We are very excited. She's very excited. So we're pretty excited about our science program going forward. She taught previously at a school in one of the northern suburbs, and she's got a pretty good track record in science, so we're pretty excited about that. And Miss Drake, since she's new to our school, is going to help her kind of the first week or so get her feet wet, you know, using the tools, knowing the kids. But we're really, really looking forward to what she brings to our science program. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, so breakfast and lunch. Breakfast will be when the kids first come in, although I have to tell you, Mrs. Durkin used to do her breakfast more as a snack. So she used to do it around 9:30 for the kids. I don't know if she'll keep that or not, but kindergarten eats right at 8. And the kids coming in for remote learning will eat right at 8 o'clock. Lunch will be at 11:30, just like regular school. Everybody will eat at 11:30. Anything else? You know what? This is really hard for me too, because my day was made when I would see the kids coming in the morning. So it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard not to hug the kids, but I'll give them all little virtual hugs and remote hugs or whatever we call it now. And I hope you know, I love you all. I love your children, and we are gonna take good care of them. I promise. I promise. So if we don't have any other questions, you may email me if you think of something, but I'll let you go. I'll let you go have dinner. Really, and I love you all. I do, bunches. So, and I promise you, you are in good hands with your teachers. You could not have better people at this school. So, thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. I hope we're back together soon, because this is not fun.
Thank you.
Thank you.